We're now going to start Heat 2A.
Hey, we're going to do it.
Gonna have some fun, aren't we? This is the Track Rabbit wishing you all to have fun down on the shores of the Columbia River. Stay tuned because you got the Mike and Mike show covering the event. So get ready for Heat 2A and 2B. So live from the Warren, this is the Track Rabbit wishing you all a good day.
Okay, well, that was our message there.
Thank you, Track Rabbit.
I'm sure that creeped out my co-announcer there.
All right, so in Heat 2A, we have lineup of Gunnar O'Farrell. Beacon Plumbing presents Ronald McDonald House in Lane 1. Lane 2, we have Jeff Bernard in the U12 Graham Trucking. In Lane 3, we have Jimmy Shane in the U27 Miss Apollo. Lane 4, we have Jamie Nielsen in the U11 Flavor Pack. And on the far outside, we have Andrew Tate in the U1 BWR Racing. So, how do you think this heat's going to shake out when we get ready to get underway here?
I think I'll probably make a comment pretty much after I see who's out on the course. I mean, yeah, you just gave the lineup, but I want to just see them drive around a little bit. Then I kind of get my feel from that. Right now, my biggest concern is the wind because we're supposed to be getting some pretty high gusts now around this time. So who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm really getting concerned about coming down this front straightaway here, or even going, actually, I take it back, going up the back straightaway there, because that's already notoriously windy.
It's the west end turn where they can really run into some issues. But then again, remember when you were probably, about 6 or 7, watching J. Michael Kelly come down the front stretch when he was driving one of the
Graham Trucking.
Was it the Graham Trucking or was it?
It was Rob Graham's boat. Or no, Ted Porter's boat. And actually, that was back when I was 13.
Okay, yeah, because all I remember, we were sitting right next to his parents, and all of a sudden, the next you know, we see him go up and over, and that was actually, was it his first year of driving?
No, he was in his 5th year driving.
That's right, yeah, because he first started off with Jim Harvey.
Yes.
Like that. Then when Jim Harvey made some changes or whatever, then he went over to Ted Porter's camp. And yeah, he was coming down looking really good, and next you know, the boat ended up on its lid. Or did he land right side up?
You know, I can't really remember. I think he landed upside down. I can pull the footage up right now, show you.
Do you remember the year that happened?
09.
So that pretty much tells you how old you were then, right?
Yeah.
And you were how old again? And you were sitting there freaking out when I told you he was fine.
Yeah, but that was my first blowover ever seeing.
But then again, I went down to the pits later, and this is when we were doing pit tours at the time, but I'll never get it. I went down there just to talk with J. Michael Kelly after that, and I went up and I patted the poor guy on the back, and I go, oops, I think I screwed up. I forgot. I had to apologize. Hey, sorry, I didn't know. I totally forgot that you just went over. Hope it didn't hurt your back, and he said it was all good.
It looked like a pretty soft landing overall, too.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, for somebody who had never seen a blowover, boy, they sure reacted.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much almost right where we're sitting at. I mean, just a little ways, what was it, above it.
Actually, maybe about 100 yards that way, about where that white buoy is. That's diagonal from us right here.
Yes.
And then the other one that really surprised you was about, I want to say back in 2022, I believe, when Dave Villach took it over right here in the Beacon.
Yeah, I think that one is where he messed up a little bit with adjusting the canard. He pressed the pedal the wrong way. Next, you know, he ended up going up and over, but he did land right side up.
And minimal damage to the boat that weekend, too. I think it was just hard enough, though, for them to withdraw where they had to loosen some stuff and
retighten. It was the back end of the boat.
Yeah, and hang on a sec.
We got some activity going on.
Not that I know of yet, but so far I'm not seeing any activity coming out of the dock right now.
Okay, for those of you who just joined us, we are live here at the Unlimited Radio Network along the shorelines of the Columbia River on the Kennewick side. We're seeing, of course, on the other side is Pasco, and we are making sure that we do record this so we can play this back later. It'll be a playback that we will do for people who may have missed it. But hey, the other part is we're trying to reach out across the globe with our message here.
Time to make this sport international once again.
Yes, actually, at one time when Sam Cole was in charge of H1, he had some things lined up, possibly going into China, possibly even into parts of South America. So, I mean, he had some things on there, but unfortunately, they never materialized.
And don't quote me on this, but I thought I read something somewhere around that time. He was looking at a race in Abu Dhabi, potentially Mexico, and a few other places.
Yeah, I do know in 81, though, that's where the World Championship happened. It took the life of Bill Muncie. Was in Acapulco, Mexico, and everything like that. But, I mean, boat racing, you never know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, some people have lost their lives over it, but their deaths didn't go in vain because shortly after all that stuff had happened, I mean, first Bill Muncie, then about 8 months later, it was Dean Chenoweth right here on the Columbia River during a qualification run. Within inside of a year or two, Bernie and Ron Jones developed the first enclosed capsule.
The bubble butt.
Yes.
But if anything, all these fatalities and everything, as tragic as they are, it has helped push the sport in a new direction for more innovations on safety.
Yes.
And we see all these nasty blowovers all the time.
And at least the drivers are pretty much now walking away, but they're not 100% because we do know what happened in San Diego one year that took the life of George Stratton.
Yes. And actually what I had found out through reading and everything, that was one of the classic USA racing partners designed capsules that didn't quite meet up to the new specs that happened after Volox blowover in 97 right there in turn 2. And it just happened from there. It was a freak thing. And everybody that I've read said it looked like it was a very soft landing originally, but the cockpit just hit something in it.
Well, actually, I think the boat went in dove in on the nose or whatever, and I believe it wasn't really that deep of water. I think maybe around 10 foot or so.
Oh, so he hit one of those shallow spots in the water in
It was
San
some
Diego.
kind of shallow spot. And actually, if you really want to talk about shallow spots, there's plenty of them, and everybody keeps talking about wanting to race back in Detroit. But Detroit is not a very deep river in some spots. And believe it or not, even out here on the Columbia River on this course, there are some areas that are shallow as well. I believe they have to be more than 8 foot deep now, according to the stuff for the specs on insurance in order for a race to happen.
Yes, and I know right up in Calamity Corner, as we're going to be probably calling it this weekend, because just no matter what, there's always some kind of chaos here on the backstretch. I know that there is some real shallow spots in that corner.
Yes,
Probably.
and it causes rollers and everything. There's a sandbar somewhere out there.
Yes, and if I remember right, what I was told when I was working picture, we got our first boat on the course, and it's going to be
Jeff Bernard and the Graham Trucking.
And then it looks like we got Gunnar O'Farrell coming out here in the U21. Beacon Plumbing presents Ronald McDonald House.
And it's very important that Gunnar gets some points to make it to where he can possibly earn a spot into the final. Because the last part, or the last race he was in, there was a little bit of a safety violation, as they call it. He went inside the DMZ zone and was disqualified for it.
Yes, and it looks like almost everybody in this heat, save for Andrew Tate, they all need to come out here. Oh, and Jamie Nielsen, they all need to come out here, score some points, move on into the next round, and just try to get onto that all-important day 2 of the Columbia Cup with a shot to make it into that final.
Yeah. But it should be interesting to see how Jamie Nielsen with the flavor pack will do in this race, because the last time he was out, he actually showed a lot of speed.
Where did that speed come from? That boat has constantly gotten better and better every year, in and out.
Yeah, and of course you heard the story, though. You were the one that kind of heard a little bit about it with their 160-mile-an-hour qualification lap. It came from off an old prop that they put on the boat.
Yeah, believe it or not, that prop was maybe 200 yards from the Blue Bridge where they found it.
Down in corners number 1 and 2.
Yes, and here on the front stretch, we got Jeff Bernard coming down. We got Gunnar O'Farrell coming down. And perfect photo opportunity for BWR here. Both boats right side by side here.
And, of course, you can hear the whine of the turbines here like that as they drive by in the background.
And here comes the flavor pack with Jamie Nielsen coming up the front straight right here. And I do got to say, I don't know what I think of this new starting procedure yet, but I'm kind of reserving my opinions on it. I liked when they used to be able to fight for lanes, but this might produce some good racing.
Uh, there's been some good reviews, and people, some of the drivers like it. As far as a fan, for me personally, I liked it when they fought for the lanes. That was like the race before the race.
It was more intense because it lasted. I hate saying it lasted longer than the race.
Well, the thing was though, I mean, it was a psychological game prior to the start. See if you could pull your opponent out of position, make them jump the gun, so then that way it made it a little bit easier for you to get that win.
Is this all design and efforts to try to eliminate some of these penalties like that? Or
I believe that was part of it, and to make sure everybody gets a very good and clean start. So, in some ways, I look at it as almost like handicapping, but I mean, it's a variation of what they did at one time with the flag starts.
but at least they aren't losing the fuel flow like they did back in the early 2000s.
No,
That was
they're not restricted like they were under hydroprop.
yes, thank goodness for that. All right, now here they all come down. They're all getting pretty much grouped together here, coming down the front straightaway.
Getting ready to line up to hit that. What is it?
All important score up buoy down there in turn number 2, about halfway down.
So when the 1 minute gun hits, they're ready to go. So it looks like, what is it? Gunnar O'Farrell's going to be in lane number 1.
Gunner's in lane 1. Jeff Bernard is in 2. Jamie Nielsen in Andrew Tate in 3. Nielsen in 4, and I believe Jimmy Shane is out in lane 5. Reverse that. Shane 3, Nielsen 4, Tate 5. Sorry. Too many names to remember.
Yeah.
This is all
And
new.
actually, looking at BRW Racing, actually, Bruce Ratchford, you have done some deliveries to his place. Am I correct?
Yes. Very, very nice family. One of the nicest families you will ever meet. No matter where you are, they seem like they're two of the greatest people. Him and his wife. Really enjoy visiting with them whenever I get up there.
So for you, it's kind of a neat thing that you got to do with doing your delivery job.
Yes.
So now we're under the 1 minute gun.
And it looks like they're all lining up here. I think this is going to be one heck of a heat. I believe, minus strong racing, it's going to be a very good preview for tomorrow's final. At least with the BWR boats, unless they aren't going to show what they have already.
Yeah. Well, now they're starting to spool it up a little bit. As you can see, the rooster tails rise.
Yep, now let's hopefully keep the sunny side down this time out.
And you notice I didn't say he's giving it a little squirt.
Yeah. Yes. All right, here they come down for the start. We got Gunner in 1, Bernard in 2, Shane in 3, Nielsen 4, Andrew Tate bringing up the outside here. Here they come down for the green flag. 3, 2, 1. Green on the course. Looks like a clean start.
It looked close, so who knows? Maybe the start's under review again.
Yes, and here they go down in turn number 1. We got Andrew Tate on the far outside leading. Jamie Nielsen's bringing up the rear. It looks like maybe not the greatest start, but who knows? But here we go into turn number 1. We got Shane out in front with Tate right on his hip and Jeff Bernard in 3rd.
So it's going to be a drag race going down the backstretch, but so far it's all just here comes Jimmy Shane and Miss Apollo. And in lap 1, there's Andrew Tate with BRW Racing, Graham Trucking, Jeff Bernard with Jamie Nielsen in the flavor pack.
And then Gunnar O'Farrell bringing up there, but he's all important. All these laps count. We want some points on the board for him. And here we go into turn number 2. We got Jimmy Shane still leading. It looks like he's opened up a little bit of water over Andrew Tate, and then Andrew Tate opened up about the same amount of space between him and Jeff Bernard. And it looks like Jamie Nielsen is starting to reel in that Graham Trucking boat.
So, looks like Jimmy Shane and the Miss Apollo is just going to go ahead and be out there in the front, while Andrew Tate is probably going to settle back for second. Why risk anything if you've already got some points on the board that are pretty good? So for Jimmy Shane, it's very important that he gets this win.
Yes, because he's right now sitting in 4th place points. Out of turn number 2, we got 2 boats side by side again.
Oh, boy. Looks like we got a battle going on for 3rd between the Flavor Pack and Graham Trucking.
Flavor Pack just crossed over BWR Racing's Town. It kind of cost him a little bit of time there, but it got him in that smoother water right there. And here he comes giving us a little wave as he goes down to front straightaway here.
As they walk sponson to sponson going into the first turn, it's still all Jimmy Shane and Miss Apollo, followed by Andrew Tate and BRW Racing. Jeff Bernard in 3rd place, but Jamie Nielsen coming up on the outside in the flavor pack.
And it looks like Andrew Tate's starting to put a little bit of that afterburner on him, trying to come give him a last little battle here as they come down the back straighter here for the final time in this race. Jamie Nielsen's opened up water on Jeff Bernard. Bet Jeff Bernard's getting ready to reel him back in that corner as they race side by side, going into corner number 3. The battle is for third place. Looks like first place is already all spoken for.
As they come down for the checkered flag, it looks like it's all Jimmy, Shane, and Miss Apollo for the Ratchford family. And here comes Andrew Tate in second place with BRW Racing, also a boat from the Ratchford family.
BWR Racing 1-2 finish. Here
And who's going to take the line here? It's going to be the Flavor
Nielsen.
Pack. Followed by Jeff Bernard.
in the
Graham Trucking.
and
And going up the backstretch, coming
Gunnar
around to
O'Farrell.
finish, will be Gunnar O'Farrell in the Beacon Presents Ronald McDonald House.
Yes.
And for those who are interested in donating, just go on to the internet and look up Ronald McDonald House, and there's all kinds of places where you could donate to. There's various ones. Years ago, I was involved with doing a fundraiser here locally with the Washington State Candlelighters, which was helping out with establish the very first Ronald McDonald House here in the state of Washington. That was back in the year of 1982.
And Gunnar O'Farrell is now coming across the line in 5th place in the Beacon Plumbing Presents Ronald McDonald House.
It looks like he's been down on power in this race.
But like I've said prior, it's not how Saturday. Yes, Saturday helps, but I think Sunday he can make up a lot of points if they can just get those motor gremlins, whatever's going on. I know they lost their better motor yesterday when they were out testing, but I'm just glad he's getting those laps on that boat and it's not going down or anything. Mr. Consistency is...
It's better to be consistent than inconsistent.
Yes.
So now we're how many minutes away from Heat 2B?
Give me just a moment and I will tell you. We're about maybe 5-ish, 10 minutes.
So now, is this start under review at any point in time?